like the flyer for that and get it all out there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to hit the go live button because it still has like a 20-second delay.
Okay, hold on. I'm sending my person. The exterminator's coming at 11, so that's want to make sure she knows that the door is open. No need to knock. Just send him up.
Okay, hold on a second.
Not interrupted. Just send him in. Up.
Okay.
All right. Perfect.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Unmute this.
It's 11. Okay, good.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to mute my sound on this side. Oh, there it is. Okay, there goes the alarm for that. I'm sure that people can hear me now. Okay, we're all set.
All righty.
We are on, girl.
Yay.
Yay. Hi, everyone. This is Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle for Afro Expats. Today I have an amazing guest. Her name's Sheila Kay. She lives in Puerto Vallarta, and she has tons of goodies to share with everyone who's interested in earning portable income. That's the name of her business, Portable Incomes. That's the name of her business. And she has a ton of experience and some really good information. And she's also going to share with everyone her coaching classes and programs. She's located in Puerto Vallarta. You can tell everyone how long you've been here. So I had the pleasure of interviewing you about a week ago. And, you know, I was just like, oh, this is some good information, because people always ask me all the time about how do I make money in Mexico, especially as a digital nomad, or just having passive income, even if you have something else going on. So I am learning a lot, and I'm so grateful for you to be here and to share all this, you know, juicy information with my audience, but also, you know, just for people to maybe create more sustainable passive income, or even in the end, maybe just that's what they survive off of. Your journey is amazing. I love all you had to say to me the other day, and I just feel like you've got a lot of grit. And yeah, people need that. They need that. So before we go on, I just want to tell everyone this will be available on the replay. So feel free to post comments in the comment box, and you know, all her information will be in the description box. Sometimes people miss that. You can click on that, and all her links will be there as well. Hi everyone. Good morning, Kiva, Katrina, and don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe and share. There's a lot of good information here from expats around Mexico, and I just want to make sure everyone gets, you know, access to that, because there are a lot of folks who want to leave and want to move. So I'll let you take over, sister.
All right. Thanks, Michelle, for having me on. I appreciate it. Your platform is amazing. I wish there was something like this that existed way back when in 2009, when I first started becoming an expat. Nothing existed back then. So this is a great resource. And you all, please subscribe to her channel. Please do the notification bell when she posts up new content, and please share this information. She interviewed me last Thursday. We talked for 2 hours. 2 hours of straight fire knowledge, because there's just so much. I couldn't wait for that to actually post. And so out of that conversation came about the fact that, I'll tell you guys my story in a second, but the fact that I'm basically a monetization strategist. I've been living abroad for 16 years. I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time, traveling the world, supporting myself in a very big way. I live very big. I'm not a backpacker. I live extremely luxury all over the place. And I've been able to fund that through online business and things like that. So Michelle's like, people need to know this stuff. You need to go back and talk about it. So I'm going to talk about that. So let me introduce myself. I am Sheila Kay. I currently live in Mexico. I'm in Puerto Vallarta. I've been here for a couple of months, but I've been traveling around the world. I'm kind of known for traveling around full-time as a full-time luxury world traveling, home-free entrepreneur. And I started this leg of the journey back in January of 2012. I've been home free and doing this stuff, but I really started back like literally 16 years ago. So my previous life, my secular life, I like to say, I was a recruiter for 20 years. I was a recruiter for top companies in the world. I started out with Pepsi Cola, and then Gateway Computers hired me, and then Disney hired me. And then Activision, the video game developer, came after me. And then that was my last position. And I retired, got laid off back in 2005, praise God. I had a job, but as we all of us know that have been in corporate, particularly as Black people in corporate, they will take every ounce of your soul and then some. And there's nothing that you can do to be enough. There's so much gaslighting, and we're get caught up in the whole, go to college, get the good job, and you think that's going to be the holy grail and the panacea. And so you give your pound of flesh, and you get there, you've got the title, VP of, director of, whatever, that 6-figure salary, and you just think you're going to be happy. Well, I did all that, and I was like, is this it? I thought I would feel something. And I had everything back then. I lived in Beverly Hills, had a massive Beverly Hills life, all the things, but I was very just in my spirit, just unsettled. I didn't know what that was. And of course you can't talk about it because your friends are like, girl, bye. You got this and that and all the things. So you keep it to yourself and you think you're the only one to be crazy. That was me. And then 2007 comes around and I'm about to go, well, after I got laid off, let me back up, I started my own consulting business. So I was a recruitment consultant for movie studios in Hollywood, which basically meant that I was doing the same job for a quarter of the work, but making double the money. So I really had to go.
So you were working your way to this situation, right? Sure. Little by, you probably didn't know it, but you were getting there.
Completely. And so that was my first kind of journey into being kind of an entrepreneur because I was a consultant or whatever.
Right.
But even with all of that, I'm still like, oh God, what is going on? So fast forward, it's 2007, it's April, and I'm, Warner Brothers was my client back then. So I'm in the morning, I'm watching the Today Show, getting ready to drive to the studio, and they're interviewing this young man. This is next time we have interviewed a man named Tim Ferriss, who's written a book called The 4-Hour Workweek. I'm like, hold on, what the hell? So I stop everything and I listen to this guy talk about this book. If you guys haven't gotten to get this book. And so he's talking about this whole concept of how he had a supplement company at the time, and he moved to Argentina. And because he was able to outsources in India, he was living in Argentina and he was making American dollars, but living really cheaply and living really well like a king. And so he's describing this, and I sat there and I was just like, that's what I've been searching for. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Right. So drive to the studio, couldn't wait to get off work, got off work, went to Barnes & Noble at the Grove. I got this book, I got it home and I'm reading it. And that book changed my life because that book was the definition of what my whole DNA, my whole spirit was searching for, which was freedom, the ability to travel the world, to make money online, and to live like a queen in all these amazing places, as long as I had American dollars. So I was like, I got to figure this out. I got to figure this out. And he talked about in the book having what's called a muse, MUSE, and that's basically an online business that funds cars, your life, all the things. So that's when I set about trying, okay, make money online. How you do that? So, and then went on to figure some things out. I've invested over 6 figures and learn how to do all this stuff. And I've done a bunch of things. So I've created websites, done affiliate marketing. Currently I do online courses. I do really online courses. I sell books on Amazon. I'm really big in e-commerce space. So I do a lot of things. And in all these years, I've been able to, I met the goal of leaving the country and selling everything and moving. I went to Australia back in March of 2009. That's when the journey really officially started of me deciding to have this life. And you guys remember, y'all, this was before like digital nomading was a thing. This is before there weren't even blogs back. This is 2009. This is way in the old days. That's right. Blogs. The stuff you guys have at your access now, I'm like, wow. So I was, and there was no one that looked like, no Black people, no Black people, no Black people.
Zero, zilch, nada.
Easy. And then so I've always been kind of the pioneer and had to figure things out. So I go to Australia with the idea of, I want to figure out how to make money online and live over there. Well, I didn't do any research because I lived up kind of very organically at that time and ended up going broke in 6 months. There are things I didn't know, as we talked about in our interview, didn't know it was cold over there, didn't know all these different things. I went broke, came back to the States. and had to kind of retool and refigure. And that time back in the States was in 2008 during the financial freefall, downfall or whatever.
Right.
So I was broke for 22 months, the welfare line, all the things.
Wow.
But during that time, those 22 months, I said, all right, I'm going to figure this out. And so I studied every blog I could find, every course. I was just pouring information in, and I was doing things. I was making websites, and I was just trying to make stuff work. And unbeknownst to me, some things actually did work. So that by January 2011, I had income from 14 different sources. Nice. And I was able to kind of reset my life again. I went from literally overnight in December going to the welfare line in South Central LA, 3 miles from my house in Beverly Hills, trying to apply for $225 emergency assistance. And they were like, nope, denied due to a technicality. So I was like, shit, I had like $25 to my name. Wow. Fast forward is now January, I've got maybe like $15 to my name at this particular point. And I get an email from this company. I set up a website the year before, and it was an affiliate website. It was an interracial dating website. And I set it up, and I was like, oh, this isn't going to work, whatever. And I just kind of forgot about it. Well, I did some things right, and it did work. And so the company had been sending me these monthly checks from it, but they were sending it to the address I had. I was living in Austin at the time, so I wasn't getting them. And so they emailed me saying, hey, we need your social security number to send you a W-9. I was like, well, why are you doing that? I don't make any money. So I logged into the back office of this website that I set up. There were thousands of dollars.
Wow. Wow.
Right
on time. Right on time. Right?
Oh, right on time.
Wow,
so
that's amazing.
Like, praise Jesus, send me these checks. So they sent me all these checks. So that money came in. Some other stuff I do, it came in. I did some TV shows that when it came in. So bottom line, that financial free fall was broken. And I knew a lot of people making money online. So I hired my first coach and started doing a lot of things. I got another 6-figure contract. I was consulting again. So things are really great. So now it's 2011. I'm back in the flow of things, but I'm still in LA. And I'm like, gosh, you know, I really want to travel again. I want to get out there and I want to do this again. Right. So I went to Thailand. I always want to live in Thailand. So I said, I'm just going to check it out. So I went to Thailand for my birthday for like 3 weeks to kind of check it out. And I realized that I wanted to be in Thailand. I wanted to just leave the United States for good. And I wanted to just rely on my online income and just make it happen. Right. So I made the decision. January 2012 is when I went to Panama first to check out Panama. Didn't care for it. Then with Panama, went to Thailand, thinking I was going to move there for good. Now, keep in mind, though, this is a key point. I'm going to bring this home to how you fund stuff. Sure. So let me put a pin in my story, and I'm going to come back to it. Okay. So as you all are out there, you're looking to move abroad to Mexico, wherever it is. The questions I see in the expat groups are, number one, how am I going to afford it? How do I fund my life? Do I get a job in Mexico? What do I do? What do I do? Yeah. Okay, well, number one, you don't get a job in these places that we go to because number one, you don't have the visas to work there. Right. And number two, if you got a job in, say, Mexico, you're going to have a job in Mexico making Mexican wages. And the average Mexican, their average wage is about $250 a month. Yeah. So that's not going to sustain you. So I want you to release that. You don't move to wherever it is and get a job there. Exactly. Now, if you have a job where you are in the States, let's say you work for a big company, and you see a position available at their division in, let's say, France, and it's something you're qualified for. So you apply for that job because you want to get over to France. And so you apply for it and you get it. So the company's like, okay, Sheila, you're now going to be the product manager in our French division. So that your company then will pay for you to move and your housing and all those things. And you have your job, you're going with you. Only now you're actually what is called a true expat. That's where this whole expat space came from. It was typically because the companies would promote, Bob, and send Bob to the London office or the wherever,
and pay for everything,
and pay for everything, and you good, right? Exactly. So that's a traditional expat. But now there's this new wave of us that are like, we're expats too, but we don't have the companies. So the first way, ideally, you get your company to pay for it. You're good. You get a salary, but we ain't talking about that. Right. No. Not that, do that. But so those of us got to figure out how we're going to pay for it. This is who this is for. So the number one way I suggest you do it, if you don't have savings and assets and you're not that person, that's called the grown-up person, right? You got all that retirement, all that stuff. We're going to take those people out as well. And we're going to talk to those of us here in the middle who are still working, who still need to eat and buy shoes.
Right.
So my first suggestion that you do is you look to get what is formerly known as a remote job.
Right.
But a remote job is a misnomer, because the thinking used to be that a remote job meant that I got a remote job, I can move anywhere and then work my job. But what you all are finding out in the times of COVID now, all the companies are basically remote, because it's like, don't come in the office. So in theory, y'all are remote. But those of you all that tried to leave and move out of the country, what did you find? Your company said, oh no, boo-boo, you work from home.
Right.
You got to stay in the United States.
That's right.
You can't go to Mexico. No.
Not without permission. Not without permission.
Well, not even that. They can't do it, period, because what people don't know is that when their employees are working out of the country, there's a whole nother tax liability for the employers.
That's true.
So that's why, and people are just now finding this out. So that's why the companies are like, nah, boo, you can't go because it's going to cost us money. It doesn't mean, so that's why. So that's why you can't actually do that with this new remote status that you guys have. So that's why I want to make a distinction. There's a remote job where in most companies now are saying, yeah, remote means you'll work from home or within the United States. So what you need to do is look for a work from anywhere, WFA. Yeah. A work from anywhere job. There are many corporations out there that set up their companies from the very beginning to never have offices. And that concept is called a distributed workforce. Right. Distributed workforce. So you're distributed everywhere. We got employees here and there and everywhere. And that's how the CEO's vision was. They never want offices. So the holy grail is to find target companies that have distributed workforces. That's their whole, what do you call it? Their credo, whatever. So that's number one, or find a job that you can work from anywhere. So make those distinctions. Okay. Going back to the story, let me get some water.
Well, I want to ask you about that. What would be an example of a distributed company?
Typically, they're going to be technology companies. Okay. Because back in the day, so pre-COVID, let's talk about this, because I'm a remote specialist. Like I said, I was a recruiter for 20 years. And I actually I created the first course ever created in the whole world on how to get a remote job. It's called Find an Adult Remote Job. And I did it back in 2016 because everybody would ask you, Sheila, how did you do this? And I was like, well, I got the online income. But then I realized, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. So going back to the story, then I'll answer your question. When I left in 2012, because I got all this money now, right? And I had this great contract. NBC Universal was my client, my favorite client in the world. I'd asked them, my boss, I said, hey, do you mind if I, work from home? Because one thing I realized when I worked with NBC, my client was actually in New York and I was in LA. So we already had it set up to where we could do things virtually. So I was like, okay, this is already set up. So there's really no reason why I need to be in LA. So I made my plan to leave and I said, hey, boss, I'm gonna work from home. Is that cool? Not gonna. She's like, oh yeah, cool. Do whatever you gotta do. So I took my little heavy ass over to Thailand or whatever, and that's how I made it happen. But I went over there with this first jump out, this new try. Because remember, the Australia crashed and burned, went broke. We don't do that. We plan. We got to go. So now this new time around, I'm like, okay, we ain't doing that again. So I left with a six-figure, $185,000 a year income as a consultant. Right. I worked, it was a remote job. And I didn't tie that together until years later. It's so funny. So I had that money coming in. Nice. I'm in Thailand. I have my internet money stuff too, but I had that. And then that ended about a year later. So, okay, so back to your question. So before COVID, right? 95% of companies in the United States, if you went to them and said, can I work remotely? They would say, absolutely not. It's not the culture. It's not what we do, because companies want to micromanage you. Right. They want to do all these things to you. They figure that the perception is, well, if you're working from home, you're really eating bonbons and watching Restless all day. Right. It's like, try taking a sick day and not actually working. It's the same premise, right? So they tell you. So if you would have gone to your company and said, I want to, they'd be like, oh, hell no. So many companies were secular companies, I call them. So really you saw those in the technology space. So to answer your question, a big one is one called Zapier, as an example. Zapier. That's a company it's an online company. They allow you to connect different websites together. They have a distributed workforce, and they have work people all over the world, and there are hundreds of them. get you a list
Okay.
of companies that have a work from home, this from Credo from the very beginning.
Okay.
I'll get you that as a resource.
Okay. All right. We'll have it we'll put it in the description.
Yep.
So you guys will have access to that. And
sure.
Yeah, that's an option if you want to work for a company as opposed to maybe looking for to do your own thing.
Exactly.
I want to say really quickly hi to where's Shay and Angela. Thanks for joining us. They put some info in the box.
Glad you're on.
Yes.
So my suggestion is for everybody that's thinking that hasn't left yet, and you're like, okay, I need to figure it out. I'm going to give y'all some plays because I'm a coach. I'm an online business coach. And so I speak in the terms of like, think of like you watch a football game, right? And so you've got the head coach. He's out there. He's got his board. He's running the plays. And he comes, people huddle around him, blah, 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 blah. He shows the team, okay, quarterback, you're going to go over here. And this is that. And he gives them the play. And then the players run the plays and then they get the touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
I'm a coach. I'll give y'all the plays that are going to work. So I always say the play, that's a vocabulary that I like to use, just so you know that. So the play is, if you want to leave, first of all, give yourself time. For some reason here lately, there's all this, I'm moving out of the country and I'm leaving next month. How do I pay for it?
Right.
And I'm like,
you can't even move in the US from one house to the other without a plan. Like you can, I guess, but it's usually disastrous. Yeah.
Yes. So, and that's what I did back in 2009. I didn't have a plan. It was literally Spirit said, sell all your stuff and move. I had no plan. And boom, crashed, broke, welfare. Don't be Sheila. Okay. He's an anti-Sheila. So if I were to do it again, this is what I would tell you guys. Give yourself at least 6, depending on your financial situation and how free you are, minimum 6 months, but really I would say a year.
Yes, a year is good.
A year. Don't be impatient. This is something that you don't want to rush. This is something that you don't want to mess up because it's a big deal, right? Because my rushing set me back, what was it, 2009, 2 years. I had to.
That's right.
So you give yourself this year span. So let's set a goal. Let's start in January. It's a new year, right? So in that year, you're going to figure out where you want to go, the logistics, all that stuff. And then we're going to figure out our money. What do we need to do? So my suggestion number 1 is if your job already does not allow you to work from anywhere, remember remote and work from anywhere, then you need to find a work from anywhere job that is in your space or maybe something even new. So how do you do that? Well, the place I recommend to do that, just to give you a resource, is there are dozens of them, but I think the easiest one is Flex Jobs, FlexJobs.com, flexjobs.com.
Okay.
That is a website. Now, it is a paid website. You have to pay. It's like $13, but just pay the money. Trust me, it's not a scam. It's real. It's $30 a month. Pay for it. Companies that post on Flex Jobs are specifically looking for people that want remote work.
Okay.
It's a brilliant place to be. And they have human resources, sales, marketing, customer service, data entry, CMO, C-level jobs, director of VP, everything you can imagine in every field, every industry, period. So start there. Pay for a subscription. Poke through, kind of see stuff up there. That's where I would look for that. So I would secure, if it were me, a work from anywhere job. Once you do that, you know your money's straight.
Yeah,
wherever it is you go. That's a foundational thing. Period.
Exactly.
So you've got that stuff, because that's what I did. So round 2, which is the round I'm in now, the success round, I had that work from anywhere money as a consultant. $180,000 a year. You don't need that much to move abroad, by the way.
And to live in Mexico, that's
not even remotely.
She's like, let me fix my crown. Let me fix my because I'm doing really well over here. Because it's not that expensive. Like
no,
you could
absolutely
be 25% of that and still be okay. That's not what you want. The more and better, the better. But people also have to understand that the cost of living here is way lower, meaning, you still want to live well and you still want to be in a comfortable space, but it's just not that expensive to survive in Mexico as it is, as opposed to living in the US. So I want to say that because you and I were talking about that. And I know years ago, I couldn't fully wrap my head around like making a lot less and living in Mexico. But I was young and naive. And I was just like, oh, I'm only going to earn, whatever it was. But the cost of living at that time was really like maybe $500 a month. This was like
living well.
And living well, right? Having a housekeeper, whatever. Now, fast forward to now, what I realize is that the choices that you make kind of, dictate how much you need to survive. But the overall, in general, cost for insurance, medical insurance, the overall in general cost for you to have a vehicle, to eat, to rent a space, you can go high end or you can find something that's pretty decent and not cost you a lot. It's a lot lower in general to live here. So I just kind of want to say that.
That's a brilliant point. I want to expound upon that a little bit too. This is stuff that people don't talk about and people don't know, right? And so the misnomer of y'all that haven't done this yet is that, well, I live in New York or I live in LA and my rent is $3,000 a month and I have to make $100,000 a year to survive. I can't do anything less than 100,000. I can't do that. That's what you need to live where you live.
Right.
I needed every bit of my $180,000 and then some, and my 2 sugar daddies' money to live my Beverly Hills, 2 Porsches, really Gucci bag lifestyle. Trust and believe. Sheila Kay needed that.
Sugar daddies on blast. Oh my God.
Let's keep it 100. I have, of course, 100 sugar daddies too. That's a whole other conversation. No, but when you live abroad, the things that happen are, let's say you're $100,000. That's what it takes for you to live in wherever it is you are, Dallas, whatever. Yeah. You're paying a mortgage or a super high rent. You're paying a car payment. Car payments now are what, like $600 a month for like a hot day
or more.
Yeah, I haven't had a car payment in like 15 years. I don't even know.
Me neither. I haven't had one forever.
On a car is whatever that is. Y'all's gas is $5 a gallon. Your groceries are blah blah blah. Right. Your hair weaves and your clothing and your this and your that, and just to live and survive, basically. Right. Y'all impacted the paycheck on $100K, and you need to do that because the costs in the United States, and I'm going to call it I hate to use these terms, but in a first world country where things are very expensive, you have to have that. Right. Remember Tim Ferriss, the 4-Hour Working book I talked about. In his example, he moved to Argentina. His whole concept is called geo-arbitrage, geographical arbitrage. This is what those that are smart of us do. There are countries that you can move to that are, they call them, third world. They're really not. I hate that term. I'm not going to use that. Right. You can live an amazing life. And they've got high rises and penthouses and luxury and pools and oceanfront homes and Walmarts and Costco's and Rolls Royce, all the things, right? Yeah. But the cost of living is pennies.
Yes, compared to the US. Exactly. And
so what Michelle and I have done, we have geo-arbitraged our way. Because when you move abroad, you can choose to move to I'm going to move to France, London, Singapore, countries in which it's a US rate. It's very expensive. Right. So you're going to pay. I was going to move to Paris. I wanted to live there forever. And I found a luxury spot. It was $3,000 a month. And hell, that was back in freaking 2006. So you can do that if you want to. So if you go someplace like France, London, Singapore, these more bigger places, you're going to need that every bit of that 100K. Exactly. But if you choose to live someplace, South America, Argentina, Mexico, Thailand, Colombia, and a litany of places, you literally, that $100,000 of spend that you needed to live extremely well, you thought well, you could literally have a comparable, if not better lifestyle for 40, 45.
Yeah, exactly. And still be able to save. In some cases, you can really just pay your stuff. I just really want people to understand, like, your choices on how you live in the end are your choices. And it's the same in the US, and it would be the same here. You know, like you could move here and say, you know what, instead of having a 5-bedroom home in the US, because I don't need that, I can have a 3-bedroom home in Mexico, or a 2-bedroom space, because I'm out, I'm enjoying life. I'm living in Puerto Vallarta. It's warm outside and I want to be out in nature or whatever. And it would cost you so much less, you know, in general to survive. Food is less, hanging out and doing entertainment. Of course, there's the high end stuff. You know, I don't want people to think like everything's there. I can go out and seriously spend $500 on a dinner, $500 on a dinner in a restaurant in San Miguel, but I don't do that because that's not what I choose to spend my money on. But I'm saying there's that scale of, you can get really sophisticated, or you can have your average day-to-day living, which is what we normally do in the US, our average day-to-day movements. Here, the average day-to-day movements are way more affordable. Right.
Extremely. And we also don't want you to think that you have to live in a hovel.
No,
right?
You don't.
Because really I know you all hear like $500 a month for rent. You know, there's a vision, right? You're thinking, you know, Cabrini Green or something. Yeah, I promise you no.
No,
I promise you no.
Right.
So geo arbitrage, right? Let me give you all a point of reference. So let me use myself as an example. I am grown, okay? I have grown woman taste. I am a Beverly Hills woman through and through. I love luxury. My life in Beverly Hills, my zip code was 90210, legit. 2-story penthouse, 2 Porsches. I was known for having like 300 Gucci bags. I had Team Sheila. I spent $10,000 a year on my hair weave. I had celebrity eyebrow artists, like literally 10 people on squad Sheila.
I want to be Team Sheila. Well, I want to be Sheila with the team.
Celebrity personal trainer. I mean, like the whole 9, like celebrities are my friend, like the whole 9, right? And so, and that stuff is important to me. But one of my dreams and my goals in living in LA was I wanted to live in Malibu. I wanted to have an oceanfront home. That was my big dream. But for me to do that, that would have cost me about $22,000 a month.
Wow.
So to Michelle's point, as you can have whatever you want when you live abroad, that's what I wanted. And so when I read Tim Ferriss's book, the bells went off, and I said to myself, oh my God, I can actually create. Notice the word create for myself. I can design and create the life that I want.
Exactly.
On my terms in these other places. So the life that Sheila Kay wanted, luxury, oceanfront, home.
Right.
That's me. So, and that's what I've had. I've had freaking 7 at this particular point. Literally 7 luxury oceanfront homes all over the world. And that's what I'm known for. And I've been able to do that. So let me give you an example. The first one I had was in the Dominican Republic, in the DR. We moved down there. And so I told you, to have this in LA, $22,000 a month, minimum 15, minimum 15 for like a 1-bedroom. I moved to the DR. My business partner and I, we have got a luxury. This was luxury like I had never even seen before. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, an Architectural Digest, gorgeous 3,000 square foot condo, right on the water. Guess how much it was?
I want to know.
And this was expensive, like really expensive. $1,800.
Wow, a month.
A month.
Wow.
2 housekeepers every week. The whole 9.
Yes.
So 2 G's.
Right. Exactly.
I got this $1 million lifestyle.
Exactly.
Right?
In another place.
Exactly.
In another country.
Overlooking the Caribbean Sea.
Exactly. And I want people to, you know, also understand, well, they get it, that yes, you know, like if that's your thing and that's what you want to do, like you can have that. Right. Exactly. You can have that. Like we're not saying, you know, move to Mexico, like you said, and just live in like a cave or a little studio and, you know, okay, now I'm saving and I'm pinching every penny or whatever. What we're saying is that it's kind of on you, because I tell my clients this all the time. It's on you, your choices, because people always ask that question, you know, what's the cost of living? It really depends on yourself, you know, like when we were moving here, I was just like, okay, I only want to be in a 2-bedroom. My husband wanted bigger because he was concerned about family visiting us. And I was kind of like, okay, they can stay within my development and Airbnb because they have tons of those. But we decided to go ahead and do a 3. We are in a 3-3. And it's not like extreme luxury, but it's way nicer than what I had in Florida for the same price. You know, I get a lot more, there's a lot more luxury amenities and the whole nine. So the point is yes, I could have said, you know what, I just want to be in Central. I want to be in a smaller space. I only want to pay this much, you know, but then maybe it's not the space that I really want or desire. Here, you can really make those choices based on what your budget is, and you can find something. You know, sometimes people think, oh, if I go to this place, I'm going to get everything at this amount. And if I go here, I'm going to get whatever at this amount. I really think you just have to be flexible. You have to look at all your choices and all your options, but you can get exactly what you said. I can't achieve it over here in Malibu, but I achieved it in other countries, right? Yeah.
And that's the joy and the beauty in this, is that you can have whatever you want.
Yeah.
And so to bring it back to making money, the point I was making is, please get out of the mindset of, well, I have to have 50,000 because that's what I need right now.
Right.
Release that pressure. I give you permission. Release that pressure. Because take that off. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
Right.
Okay. So hope you guys, any questions? Any questions come in? Because I'll answer questions. Okay. So play number one, land a work from anywhere job, right? So wherever that is, whatever that is. So what if a lot of people are like, well, I don't have the skills to get a work from anywhere job. What do I do? Where do I get the skills? Well, you're going to need to invest some time in acquiring skills that are, I call these 6-figure skills that you can acquire for $3.99, FREE99, both free, in less than like 30 to 60 days. Because most people think, well, you know, I work a job, I'm a secretary, and I really want to be in marketing. So what does everybody say? I got to go to school and get another degree.
No.
Please don't. Like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. You don't need to do that, right? You can instead now acquire these skills online, and there are dozens of them. It's so ridiculous. There are skill sets out there. I'm going to cover some what they are in a little bit, that companies around the world are dying for, because there are enough people to actually do them. And because there's a huge supply of these jobs and a low supply of people, there's super high salaries, and they're all remote. It's so ridiculous.
Nice.
So what are these fields? These fields are all things that literally everybody uses, but you're using them on the other side of the fence. You're using them on the non-make money side with them. I'm going to show y'all behind the curtain to where you get these, you make money with them. Number one, digital marketing, DIGITAL marketing. What is that? Digital marketing is helping companies that advertise online. Before the internet, companies that advertise their businesses how? The yellow pages, billboards, television ads, radio ads, in the olden days, right? Well, the internet comes along, and you can advertise on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Google, YouTube, banner ads, website, all the things. That is called digital marketing. It's taking the secular advertising space and putting it online.
Right.
Okay, great, Sheila, what does that mean for me? What that means is you can learn from these companies. I'm gonna give you an example, Facebook advertising. Y'all think Facebook is basically a place to be social with your friends or whatever. But what Facebook actually is a data company. Right. That's how they make their money. They collect data and they sell data. They sell that data to people like me that are advertisers that want to pay to get in front of the buyers that are y'all.
Right. That's
what Facebook is. That's why y'all didn't know that. So if you are a person that acquires a skill to know how to do Facebook ads, you can then go to these companies that are desperate for people to know how to do this. If they want to hire, here, do our ads, we will pay you.
Right.
A ton of money to do that.
Right. No, it's true, because it's very technical in the sense that Facebook will approach people like even myself, you know, like, hey, do you want to promote this? And yes, I can buy into it. And yes, I could click on it and say this much, but I don't know how to set it up. So, and it's not that hard to learn it. It's just, as a company goes, people don't have time for all of that.
You know?
So this is a great, this is a great option.
So here's the gag. Every single one of these companies, they teach you for free how to do it.
Yes.
Now that free training is in theory for Michelle or for me, those of us that want to advertise to learn how to do the ads for our own selves.
Right.
But y'all come over here and arbitrage this. Anybody can go in, and it's like just Google Facebook ad training. I forget what's called. Facebook ad blueprint, I think is what they call it. You can sign up, it's free. And it's modules, they show you everything, how to do Facebook ads. And then at the end of it, there's a certification. They charge like $185 for the certification. So you take it, you pass the test. And now Facebook is saying, yeah, you're Facebook ad certified. So you can now take that, get a couple clients. I would approach my local businesses, go to the dry cleaner, go to a place. Hey, you guys want to advertise on Facebook? I do Facebook ads. I can help you get your company online. Oh my gosh, Sheila, that's great. I want to do that. How much will it cost me? Well, I'll charge you $1,500 a month as a retainer, and then you do your own spend, and then I'll do your ads for you.
Okay.
Do that 4 times to get started, or let's say $2,000 a month. But people will be like, oh my God, hell yeah, that's really cheap. Why not charge me more? So what's 1,500 times 4? It's like $5,000-$6,000. You're doing these ads with people. You got $6,000 income.
Exactly.
Retainer monthly coming in.
Right. And you're working from home.
Literally could go do that today.
Exactly. So how would they find that? You said digital marketing.
So digital marketing is the field. And then there's so many ways. Oh my God, there's email marketing, paid advertising, so many ways, way beyond the scope of this conversation. But that was just one example. But digital marketing is a field to go into that you can learn how to do that. I'll give you a play just to give y'all some real value. So the biggest social media platform right now is TikTok. TikTok. Because TikTok is so new, it's really easy now to get on and go viral and do lots of things. They want people to come on, just like Facebook back in the day. They want you to come on. So as a business owner for me, they offered it up so you can do TikTok ads, right? So if I put my company on there, my ads will blow up, but I don't know how to do TikTok.
I don't even want to learn, but I know it's a good platform. I'm like, my friends are like, you need to get on TikTok. I'm like, not one more platform, please.
Right. But I want to hire somebody. I want to pay somebody that knows how to do TikTok ads. Hey, I'll be here, take the money, and you do this for me. So here's the play. Somebody please do this. Especially those of y'all that are younger that do the whole TikTok thing. Again, just like Facebook, TikTok, their ad platform has videos. They will train you. Just type in, go to TikTok and find the ad platform. Go find the videos. They will train you. Go through those videos. Learn how to do the ad platform, how to set them up, how to be it. Learn that whole system, literally. And then all you got to do is post on Facebook. Hey, my Facebook friends, anybody got a business? I know how to do TikTok ads. I can help you. Go on Instagram. I can do TikTok ads. I guarantee you, you will be flipping flooded.
Yeah.
Not kidding. So that's a play. Let me run this comp. Okay, so anyway, so that's one way. So remote job, work from anywhere, acquire 6-figure skills you can do remotely. But then, so what do I do? So let's kind of bring this home. So for me, I have lots of businesses. So I started out with websites. I then got into creating online courses. I love creating courses. I've discovered that I have an amazing talent of teaching, and I can take extremely complex situations and I break them down in a step by step so that even the most novice person can get it and follow my directions and have success. It's a true gift, and it's something that I love to do. And one of the things I said to I was 16, I said, God, I really just want to get paid to teach. And that's what I'm blessed enough to do. So I have a lot of online courses. So that's one way. I also do e-commerce, which means I sell physical products online. Like Amazon is an e-commerce place. You can create products and sell them online. I could sell phone cases, whatever. I sell a lot of things, much like candle line, actually. So I'm in the e-commerce space in a pretty big way. But the other way, I think my favorite way that I make money and that I'm evangelizing right now for pretty much everyone for a lot of reasons is I've got over 1,000 books on Amazon, the Amazon platform that sell all day long, not all of them, but most of them all day all around the world. And I get passive income from them. Let me talk about this for a second. Amazon, when y'all on this side of the fence, you just think Amazon is a place where you go to buy. What you all don't know is Amazon has at least 7 business models that any of us can do and we can make money. So when you all go to buy your bras or whatever, your mouses on Amazon, you type in Amazon, put it in your Prime, whatever, that side of the business is called fulfilled by Amazon. So that's people like me that said, oh, I want to sell these mice on Amazon.
Right.
So I'll go acquire these in China, set up an account, seller account on Amazon, send these and ship these in under my own company, and Amazon will then send these to people and I get paid, right?
Right.
Fulfilled by Amazon. That's a very complex world. I got friends that make $10 million a year in that space.
Right.
I don't play with it. It's very complex, a lot of money. So I don't do that. The part of Amazon that I play in is called Amazon KDP, the Kindle Direct Platform.
Okay.
That is a platform that Amazon created. It used to be called CreateSpace. And it allows those of us that want to write books to be able to self-publish books on Amazon.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know when you write a book, and I mean a book like a, okay, I didn't bring it down, like a real book. It's got word, like a 300-page books, right? You think about a regular book, right? Well, Sheila can never write a book. Okay, that's cool. I'm not talking about that. It's something different. But if you wanted to be a self-published author, you couldn't get a contract with like one of the big publishing houses. You could self-publish. So people don't know this. Remember the 50 Shades books that became all billion-dollar franchise, whatever? She actually published those herself. She sold millions of those, publishing them on Amazon herself. And so the publishing houses came and said, oh, okay, we will now pay you, right? So she's self-published. So Amazon KDP allows us, to write books, set up a free account on KDP for free, $3.99, and put that book up, and people all around the world can buy your book. Okay, that's great. But who can write a book? I can't write a book. Can you write a book? No. So a concept came out in 2017, a concept called no content books, meaning these were books that just had lined pages. And I guarantee y'all have these. Here's some examples. Journals. A journal is a N-O, I'm saying no content book. I've got 18 of these in my house at any given time. You open it up, it has lined pages, no words, no content. Amazon allows us to, I can find a niche, create a beautiful cover, get some blank pages, upload it, and put it for sale. I was like, and I found out it was in 2018. I was like, wait, hold on, what? Excuse me? You lying. I'm like, you lying. You a lie. So I did it, figured it out, started doing it, and started immediately getting sales. I put my first books up in February of 2018, and I got sales immediately. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you a damn lie.
I want to say this too, because this just popped in my head. You know, this is great for artists and a graphic designer, or someone who specializes in something. You could just take your art and have it, you can explain a little better how, you know, how they get it on the book and printed and published and stuff. But I feel like this is an amazing way for an artist or someone creative or whatever it is you do, you know, if you're into flowers or you're into landscapes, to put it on a no content book and sell and a journal. So yeah, this is amazing.
Exactly correct.
Yes.
But to that, it's great for, this is the reason why I love it, it's great for everybody.
Exactly.
So to Michelle's point, if you are an artist, oh my gosh, you need to be doing this. If you're a photographer, you need to be doing this.
Yes.
But for those of y'all that are like me, I draw crooked stick people. I have
me too.
No, ma'am. No. So for everybody, no talent, Sheila, crooked stick people, to I'm an artist, and everybody in between, it's great for. It's great for you if you are 10 years old, 80 years old, everybody in between. You live in the United States, you live here, you live there. There's no barrier to entry, which is why I love this business model.
Nice.
So for the first year or so, it was no content books. Everybody was putting up these journals with all these things, making all these sales, doing all these things, right? But then 2018, people started having massive success in the month of December, because December that we're in right now is quarter 4. So it's like Super Bowl of selling. So tons of people buying things online. And we started with folks that were making like, I made $30,000 in December because everybody was buying with these no content books, right? and all day long, and it still happens.
And
so,
I wanted to make, sorry, not to cut you real quick. I wanted to make one point too. Make sure you tell people like you can sell these books, not just in the US, right?
Yes,
You told me that the other day. I was like, that's key. So
Bingo.
You can be selling in wherever, as long as it's set up. And I wanted to also really quickly, someone asked, what is ISBN numbers and for no content? Do you need that? So you can,
I'll tell them in a second. Great question. So yes, any place where Amazon sells globally, right? So I sell books. So you got America. The markets are United States, Canada, London, France, Germany, Spain, Italy, all over Europe, China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, I said as well. I think those are all the markets. So I can put up my book and I can check. I want it sold here, all these places, and people they'll find my books and they buy them. So what happens is, let me walk through the process. So let's say I want to make this book. This book, this is like my manifestation journal, right? So it's got a manifestation cover. So I decide, I research what is selling right now on Amazon. And I've got a 3-step process that I go through, I take my students through, that teaches them exactly how to find what people are looking for. Because we don't just like make books. If you just like, oh, I've always wanted to make a chicken book, and you just put it up, that's not going to sell. We use strategy. And so I teach you how to find what buyers are looking for and how to validate that, so that now when my students are putting up books, they're put it up today and we'll have a sale tomorrow, because they already know there's a high probability that it's already validated. That's why my students are successful in this, right? So I have an idea, I validate it, boom. So let's say it's manifestation journal for Black women as an example, because you want to niche it down. So I will put beautiful Black women on here, put some manifestation, whatever, create this beautiful cover, get the interior, upload it to KDP through a PDF. I decide what size. This is a 6x9. You can make a 8.5 by 11. There are like 15 different sizes you can do your books in. And until recently, the books would be paperback. So the books they would come out looking with a soft cover, right? So I sell how much I want to sell it for. So let's say I'm selling it for $6.99 is my no content book, right? So Sheila comes along, I want a manifestation journal for Black women. So I'm gonna type in Amazon, manifestation journal for Black women. That's a keyword, right? And that's in the title of my book. So it comes up, I see this book that this person's made that I've made. Oh my God, that's exactly what I want. Add to cart, Prime, buy it. Once they buy it, then Amazon, this is called print on demand. On demand means the person paid for it. Amazon then prints that book, ships it off to the customer. They have it in 2 days. It goes Amazon Prime. Amazon then deducts their printing cost from my $6.99, and whatever's left over is what's called my royalty. So for example, $6.99 book, the cost of printing, let's just say $4. So then that leaves me with $2.99. Let's say $2.59 royalty. So for every one of these that sells in the perpetuity, I get $2.59. So if I sell 100 of these a month, if I sell 1,000 of these a month, I get $2.59 that Amazon collects for me. Then every month they send me a check. For every last one of my hundreds of books out there that are selling, I get a royalty every month, and it is passive income.
Right. I want to say $2.59 may not sound like a lot, but it adds up.
It adds up.
If you have multiple books and multiple things, and this is a no content book, so it's not like you said, you don't have to write anything. It's a fancy, really cute, whatever, sexy, beautiful, artistic, whatever it is you want, non-chicken notebook with a beautiful cover on it. And yes, I think that's super easy passive income.
And if you consider the fact that let's break this down a little bit. Amazon is literally the biggest website in the entire world. So I'm able to put my book in front of multi-millions of eyeballs around the world for free.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And to Michelle's point, it's a volume play, right? So I'm like, I can't believe they don't charge us to do this. It's like completely insane. So, but what you have when you make this book, whatever book it is, and you put it up, you now have what's called a digital asset. And I call them virtual cash registers. This book is out in the ether. It's floating. Somebody in London, I need the Black worker. They click it, it goes off in the ether, digital. So every time I get a sale, it's like cha-ching, open up, get the money, boom, goes into my account. That's how I think of it. The ISBN question, that's a technical question, but to the question of the ISBN. So the ISBN, let's see if I have any here. An ISBN number, this is above the scope of this, but I'll answer it. The ISBN number is a number that goes in the back of a book. Every book you buy in a retail space, it has this barcode. And this code is a number. So every book has to have an ISBN. That's a number that's assigned to that particular book. It's a way to track it. So this is another good thing about Amazon. Amazon actually gives you a free ISBN number. I don't need to pay it. If I were to publish on my own website or other market, Walmart.com, whatever, I've got to buy an ISBN number, and they're pretty pricey. They're not cheap, right? But I can publish on Amazon for free and get a free ISBN, but it also means I can only sell that book on Amazon. So it's free. So to answer that person's question, I don't know what the real question was, but that's the ISBN thing.
She just said, do you need an ISBN number for
no you don't. Amazon
for no content? Well,
no.
She wanted to know, do you need it for a no content book?
You need an ISBN for every single book that is published on Amazon, and Amazon gives you the option to do a free ISBN. They will give you one.
Okay. All right, great.
Every book required, to answer the question, every book requires one, and Amazon gives it to you for free, or you can go buy your own and upload it onto your own publishing space. So two ways. I tell my students, use Amazon's free ones, free. Okay, so that's no content. So fast forward, the no content, everybody start hearing about no content. 2019 comes, oh my God, I can make money doing these. So everybody floods in like I knew they would. And so people are trying it, not making money, and the space gets crowded. I don't like to use the word, no such thing as saturated. There's no such thing. It truly isn't, but it gets crowded. So I peeped that and I was like, all right, cool. What can I do to still make money? I now do what's called low content books, LOW. The barrier to entry is higher because they take more work, but they're not hard if you know what to do. So they're higher. So anybody and their brother can get a blank page and upload this and that, and everybody did, right? So those of us that were smart said, all right, we're gonna get out of that pool. We're gonna that water is really red. It's a red ocean, very bloody, very red. We're not gonna play with that. So our books are up, they still sell, but we do low content now. So what are examples of that? Let me show you. A low content book, examples of that would be planners, trackers, log books, guest books, kids activity books, coloring books, oh good Lord, journals that have like a custom interior. Those are all low content books. And the reason why those are great is because the average person who tries to do this, they're not gonna do the work to figure out how to do low content. They don't know how to do all the stuff, right? So the competition, you got this huge ocean down here, and you've taken yourself out of that to another level to where you've got way more blue ocean to play with. So let me give you some examples. And I guess y'all, I'm telling you, y'all have seen these, you just did not. I'm putting y'all really on game. This is a low content book. This is a coloring book. This is one I got in Mexico. So all we do, same premise. You pick a niche for your coloring. I have so many up there. You pick a niche, you get a cool cover, and you just put coloring pages in it. You know how simple that is.
Okay.
This is words, blah, blah, blah. This book about in a store, but this is a low content book, sells all day on Amazon. This book actually sells on Amazon. And to give you an example, this book, I wrote the numbers in the back because I looked it up. This particular brand, they're averaging, I guesstimated, about 1,500 sales per month of just this book alone. They've got about 10, this particular company. With the pricing of it, I guesstimated that their royalty is about $2.50, which brings them in about $3,600 a month.
Wow. Now,
they have multiples, like I think like 10 of this same kind of book that had the same kind of best-selling ranks. And so I guesstimate that this company's revenue per month for their Amazon KDP, I guesstimated this now, maybe accurate. I guesstimated $120,000 a month.
Wow.
Now, all of their books literally look like this. I kid you not. This is what's called a low content. We can make these, I teach my, we can do this all day long. This is another one. My first picture dictionary. Those of y'all that have kids, these are like, this is an activity book.
Yeah.
Pictures. What we got in here? All this little stuff. I sell hundreds of these. This is ridiculous. little pictures on the back. We can make this.
So cool. That's cool.
A planner. This is a weekly planner.
Mhm.
This planner is literally this page repeated through the whole thing. This week's plan, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Nope. It's literally this page 120 times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's a low content book.
Exactly. So I have a question. So, and because I want people to know this, because you and I spoke about this already. You can, you say, how do I do this? How do I create? I'm not a graphic designer. There's Canva if you want to do it yourself, but there's also Fiverr.com and plenty of like sites where you can hire graphic designers and freelance people to create your idea. Like, let's say, you know, you wanted to have a theme that's of the whatever, where you live. It could be something African, it could be something artistic, it could be whatever it is. Then you would take your idea, hire someone to create it, help you create it. It doesn't cost that much. Like most of the Fiverr people that do jobs like this, graphic designers, maybe it costs you $100, maybe it costs, and now you have a design that you can use for something like that, that's going to pay you back, or you can have a series of designs, like you said. I just wanted to throw that in there.
I was just talking about resources. I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
And so you think, well, okay, Sheila. Well, again, I'm like you, crooked stick people. How in the hell? how we doing this? How Sway? How we doing this? Right. So to Michelle's point, Canva, Canva.com is a must-have resource for everybody, for all my students. We all have Canva. So we make our covers in Canva. We make coloring books in Canva. You can do journals, all kinds of things in Canva. Canva. Lord Jesus, Canva is like bae.
It's amazing.
You want to get the pro account, $13 a month, $29 a month. So that's one thing. So when I first started doing this back in 2018, 19, I had to pay designers to create templates for me. So if I wanted to, if I saw that, let's say a ketogenic diet tracker was popular and I wanted to make a keto journal, I had to pay somebody to make a custom interior for me. I paid like $100 and I would sell it to my students. So I had to pay each time. Since then, y'all have got it really easy, just like with the expat thing. There are websites you can go to, several of them, in which you can buy pre-made templates, graphics, all these things that I teach in my course, that you could just get them, commercial rights to them, put them together, and you've got books. So for those of you, and that's why I'm like, this is the easiest business model, period. You don't need to be an artist. The things you're using, the tools that you use, because I'm all about creating businesses for under $100.
Yes.
I don't do the whole 10,000. No, I don't teach my students. I'm a free 99 girl until I have to pay something, period. So period, that's just my thing. So to get started with this, you've got the Canva subscription, $12.99. That's another one I tell you guys to get called Tangent Templates. That's like $50 is one time. You know, there's some other subscriptions for your graphics, $20 a month. So all told, you're well under $100. KDP is free. You don't need Photoshop. You don't need to know any of that stuff. I don't know that. So you don't need any of that stuff. You don't need to outsource anything. You can do it yourself and you're off to the races, and you create a book and you've got it up to sell, and it's the most exhilarating thing. And then you rinse, repeat.
Exactly.
You rinse, repeat. It's a numbers game, right?
Exactly.
But if you have, let's say you've got 50 books up in validated, because I teach people how to validate this, right? You didn't just throw things up. So these are validated. These are Sheila validated, because Sheila said do this and you get sales. You validated. You got 50 of these up. Let's say 20 of them sell pretty regularly. 100 copies each, which is very reasonable. So 100 copies each, let's just do the math on that. 100 copies each, you got 20 of them. Let's do this. 20 books, sells 100 copies each in a month. That's $2,000 a month from one. So multiply that out, right?
Exactly.
You see what I mean?
Exactly.
And so the low content piece, I do not teach, nor do I recommend doing no content any longer, only because that space has gotten really crowded.
Right. Okay.
Until last month, because what has happened? Amazon keeps blessing us with ways to make tons of money. And I'm just like, thank you, Amazon gods. So as I said before, you can only do soft cover books, right? What if you want to do a hardcover book? couldn't do it. Well, Amazon, they did a beta of hardcovers back in April, and they just rolled out for all of us to now be able to do hardcover books. So now this little journal, I can now make hardcover, no content books. Brand new, blue ocean. So I can get back, and I just told my students to do this as well. We can get back into the no content space and dominate, because we can now do hardcovers.
Hardcovers, okay.
Insanity.
I love it.
What does a hardcover mean? Charge more damn money for it.
Exactly.
Now it costs more to print, but if you think about the psychology of this, you guys. So let's say Tom Clancy has a book, right? The famous writer, right? So his new book, Tom Clancy's Murder Mystery in China, comes out. Barnes and Noble. The hardcover price is $29.99. People run, they buy that hardcover. Some people only buy hardcover books. Why? Because they're sturdy, they only buy them. They pay $30. Now the paperback version of the same book is $21.99. So you're thinking, well, why would somebody pay $30 like by $21? Because there are many people that only want hardcovers. They want them to go into their libraries. They want to hold them. They don't bend. They don't tear. They don't break. They're sturdy. And so we're conditioned from decades of paying hardcover in the stores. So when you see online to see this 6x9 selling for $14.99, if you got the great cover in the right niche, okay, boom. So now my soft cover, my price sensitivity is maybe $8.99 at the most, is what I could have done with the soft cover of this book. But this hardcover, I can do $14.99, $19.99 all day long.
Nice.
That means I go from making $252 from that soft cover. My royalties are now $450.
Right. For a book.
Massive.
Per book. Yeah, that's almost double. So yeah.
And this just happened.
Awesome.
I just taught my students this literally this past Saturday in a workshop that's up in the course. It's massive. This hardcover thing
is yeah. But you know, Amazon is just up here in regard to that. So I want to answer D. Lewis's had several questions. I don't know if you can see them on your side.
I can't see any questions at all. So
okay.
I'm here.
The first question is there a specific link on Amazon to get this started?
Link to get this started. What do you mean?
A link.
Oh, link. Oh, like with my course, you mean?
No, to get, well, yes, we're going to talk about how to get onto Amazon. Free account.
Google Amazon KDP, sign up for a free account. It's free.
Okay.
Amazon KDP. Just Google Amazon KDP, it's free.
Google
Amazon KDP, and you'll see
KDP
right there.
to get started.
Yep.
All right. And then the next question was, can you use the free ISBN for future books that you write? Or do they give you? No. Okay.
Nope. Let me explain that. Every book you do has its own ISBN. So let's say I did the manifestation journal, I upload it, ISBN, boom, it's this book. Boom. I do my You Got This book. ISBN, click it, boom. Every book you do has a new ISBN. They're free within Amazon.
Okay.
And also too, with that free Amazon's not giving you the ISBN to say you could sell it someplace else. You can only sell that ISBN book on the Amazon platform.
Okay.
So if you want the flexibility to, let's say, I want to take my coloring book, my own business, and I want to sell it on Walmart.com, because I sell my books on Walmart.com too, through another thing. Walmart, Barnes and Noble, there's a place on my own website, whatever. I purchase my own ISBNs because I know I've got success in what I'm doing. I purchase my own, but then I own my ISBN, I own my product, I own it, and I can sell it anywhere I want to.
Okay.
But that's because I'm a pro level. Like I've been doing this a while.
Okay.
Just starting out, no more ISBN talk, y'all. If you're just starting out, you literally, the free ISBN with Amazon
is the best bet.
That you don't need anything beyond that until you've done this for a while, you decide to elevate or whatever.
Okay.
Free.
Okay.
They make it so easy. It is so easy.
That's free.com. I like that. So the other question, D. Lewis, she wants your planner. She or he, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's a she or he, wants the planner. And is there a fee to opt in, I guess, or if you wanted to, is there a fee for a hardcover? to do a hardcover? Okay.
Love the question. D. Lewis, I'm loving these questions. Thank you so much.
I know. The other question is from Desiree. She wants to get your course information, your coaching. So yeah, does anyone have any other questions? Do you want to, you can continue. I'm not cutting you off. I just want to get to it.
So again, this is why I evangelize low content books from my own business. Because let me tell y'all something. My checks that I get from Amazon, real nice.
Yes, I can imagine.
And I look at it as free money. I get paid from books I made in 2018. You put it up once and it's done. This is why this is so great. That's why I say these literally are assets. If virtual real estate, it's like if you would have bought an apartment complex and you make it, it's the same thing. So I want y'all to get that. Hardcover is free. So with every new thing they give us, it's always free for now anyway,
Right. Fingers crossed on that.
Always free. Now, one of the people, I'm surprised nobody's asked this question because everybody always asks, Sheila, I want to do a spiral journal. Everybody wants to do spirals. Lord Jesus, spirals. For right now, and I don't think it's gonna happen, you cannot do spirals on Amazon because I know someone has that question out there. You cannot do spirals. We can do what's called a perfect bound, so the soft bound.
Okay.
Or now, hardcover. Okay, I'm a little excited in case y'all can't.
No, I love it. I had a question about, is there, it was before, is there a minimum amount of pages that you can do, like minimum and maximum?
Good question. For the perfect bound books, the minimum, I believe it's 25 pages.
Okay.
Now, excellent question, because with the hardcover, minimum 75 pages.
Okay.
So if you, let's say I had a book that was up that had 50 pages, I got, if I want to do a hardcover, a version of that, I now have to add in more pages to it to do the hardcover. Great question.
Okay.
And also too, the more pages that you have, the more they're going to charge you to print, so the more you're going to charge, more money you make.
Right.
Another question folks always have, because I get this all the time, can I do color pages? Can you do color, a color, whatever? And the answer is, the technical answer is, yes, you can. However, Amazon, I don't care if I had one little color rose right here, one little rose, that was the only color in this book, they will charge me to print as if every page had color. So the printing cost goes through the roof.
Yeah.
And therefore, the amount of money that you would need to charge to make your good royalty goes through the roof. So if I'm doing a soft cover, no content, or low content, if my price sensitivity is like $9.99, you know, I'm going to cut into my royalty. So I tell all my students, we do black and white books only. Because again, we want to make money, right? And people don't care. So I'm sure somebody had that question.
Yeah.
Before I talk about the course, what are the questions? These are great questions.
Those are the questions that I have, that I got in the chat. I don't know if anyone else has questions, just go ahead and type them in, let me know. But no, this is awesome. I mean, I learned some from you the other day, but I'm learning a ton right now. Yeah.
I hope you guys have gotten value, because in case y'all can't tell, I've been doing this like I said, I started this expat thing way back in the olden days in 2009, and there was nobody. Like I literally, everything I've done, I figured out. I have done a bunch of stuff and I have failed colossally. I've gone broke a billion times, but every time failure means I have more data points. Right. So I've done a lot of things. And so now I'm at the point in my life, my career, where it's like, I'm invited to speak on stages because I'm an expert in all these different things or whatever. So what I like to do, just my own thing, is I like to put Black people on game, period. If I learn something, I'll figure it out, I'm gonna teach it. It works for me, I'll put y'all on. I'm very, in case y'all can't tell, I'm very keep it real. And because I care and I want, because others have this information. Right. Like, y'all ain't sharing. Damn, all right. Well, I'm in the rooms with these others. And so I get all that, boom, 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 and I bring it right over here. So when I started doing this 2018, I was like, yo, this like really works. This is like bananas. So I said, let me do a course on it. So I taught my first iteration of people, because it's one thing for me to know how to do it, So can I put that in other people? So I taught my first iteration of it, 2018, and people had major success. People have books selling right now to this day. I got my whole all original students. So then I stopped teaching it. I pulled the course off for 2020. And I just kept, because I kept tinkering, kind of figuring things out. So I didn't teach it, didn't offer it for sale, but I started doing some new things because I'm like, I want to kind of validate some more stuff. And I kind of got more advanced. And so I figured out, I don't want to say guaranteed, but damn near all what is with the way that I validate, because I want to make sure that if I'm taking the time to put together a book, I want to kind of make sure that it's going to sell, right?
Right.
And so I've kind of done some things, and I created what's called my 5x5x5 system. It's a validation system. So I now know that if I do that and I put a book up, it's done.
Yeah.
So I've been having crazy success all this year. And then October came around last month or whatever, it was September actually. And I was like, you know what? I want to teach this again because we're coming up on the Q4, which is Christmas time right now. It's like the Super Bowl of sales.
Right.
And also too, let me talk about this too. Because of COVID, y'all, when people are in their houses, you can't go to stores. Those of us that are in e-commerce are making so much money because everybody's shopping online now. Right. And you can just throw up anything and people will buy this. But 2020, we all made just like ignorant money. And 2021, the same thing. And so the opportunity to get in and to learn this stuff, you're getting into a time in which everybody's online. Whereas before it was, you know, that online thing, I don't buy things, they're gonna steal my credit cards. A lot of people weren't, but now they had to. So it's just like, so it's not just Christmas where we make all of this money, it's literally like year round. So I'm like, I gotta teach this stuff again with the way that I'm doing it. So I did 2 live workshops that were paid October 4th and October 11th. And I promoted on my Instagram. My Instagram is the Sheila Kay 1. Follow me on Instagram. Lots of good stuff over there.
I'm going to type it in here.
Yeah. The Sheila, SHEILA KAY and the number 1. Follow me on Instagram. So I promoted, filled out my workshops or whatever. And I taught because I wanted to make sure that, again, I'm having success, but I wanted to get new people. So a lot of folks that bought it didn't even know me, never knew what this stuff was. We did those workshops. They took action. The first Saturday I taught for 5 hours. The next one I taught for 4. And I literally teach you, the way I teach, it is step by step by step. So if you follow every single step, my promise to you, my promise is you will have an amazing book that is well-researched, you put up, and you have a strong potential to get sales. For example, one of the ladies, and I was an interview with her on my Instagram. I just did it last week, so I'm sure you can see this. She did the course, and so she was doing the book, and also to have a Facebook group. So in the Facebook group, I'm like, you guys, tag me, ask questions, because I want to help people, right? So when y'all ask me questions, just ask them. Don't sit here and get stuck and not get help. So I help my people. So she asked a question in the group. She's like, Sheila, I put up my book and I published it, but I can't see it. So I was like, what are you talking about? So I look, whatever. And so I sent her a Loom video. So we're talking back and forth. I'm trying to help her. And so it's like 11 o'clock at night on like a Thursday night. And then she says to me in the video, she says, well, I'm here at hospice and with my mom, and I'm trying to figure this out. Did she say hospice? Oh, I'm like, in the video, I'm like, sis, what the hell? Why are you going through my course? What is going on? She said, Sheila, you know, my mom, I don't want to cry. She's, oh shit, here I go. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, okay. So Sheila, my mom is here in hospice. We're trying to get her through it. And she said, your course is taking my mind off of it. So I was going to publish. So she, long story short, she makes this book, and the book that she made, oh shit, I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
It was a book that helped caretakers care for their parents in hospice. Because she's like, there are all these things that she had to track. The blood pressure, the medications. And so she literally, in her mom's room, made the freaking book that she would have wanted to have.
Wow.
So I'm helping her or whatever. And so she published the book. And she published the book. I'm so sorry. She published the book on October 18th. And that was her mom's birthday. And it was her birthday as well with her mom. And this is on my Instagram, y'all, I promise y'all. And so she published it on that date. And so with all my students, I tell them, I'm like, y'all, before you hit publish, you need to put it in draft mode and order your author copy. But she didn't do it because, oh, I didn't see that step. Well, there's a reason why she didn't see that step. It's because she was meant to publish that book on her mom's birthday, her last birthday on earth.
Wow.
So long story short, she followed all the steps. She published the book. The next day she got a sale.
Wow.
I was like, girl, damn. She let me know that. So her mom unfortunately passed. That's why I'm crying. Her mother passed like last week. And so I was like, oh my goodness, her mom passes. So then she posted in the group. She says, hey, y'all. Because I posted in the group, I said, hey, you guys, those of y'all that have success, I want to interview live on Instagram. I want to talk to you guys about your success. And so she answered the post. She goes, Sheila, I want to be on your live to talk about this. And I was like, sis, like your mom just passed, but she's the one that I wanted to interview, but I wasn't going to ask her, right? So to see her volunteer, I was like, oh my God, yes. So we just did that live like last Wednesday. And she talked about the process and everything. And it is amazing. But what this taught me is that this isn't just about me creating courses and making money. These books are changing lives because that book that she made, there are other caregivers.
Absolutely.
I'm so emotional that are going to see that book and they need that book to be an advocate for their parents, right?
Absolutely.
So it is so, that hit me so hard. It's not just about making this money, like whatever, like, okay, whatever. But like we're making books that you can't buy in Walmart, right? So, and people need our work, they need our stuff. And so the fact that God put it on my heart to teach that class, just out, he's like, Sheila, do this class. I was like, oh, okay, sure. I just put it up, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, to have that response. So again, wow, didn't expect to.
Me neither. No, that's a amazing story.
Yeah,
like
it's powerful.
It's super powerful. Yes, there's money, but yeah, just, you don't know what people are going through that maybe motivates them to make it and not be even in a state of depression. Like this is something that's inspirational. So thanks for being vulnerable. I am too, and sharing that. We definitely didn't expect to be in this emotional space, but it's okay. We're showing ourselves.
I interviewed Lloyd. He's a gay man. He made a journal for LGBTQ kids that are depressed to write their thoughts. I was like, damn. So anyway, so that's the course.
It's an amazing thing, because as you were talking earlier, and I'm like, this is the artists and photographers. I mean, because there's so many people who have like something creative about them. So I want this audience and anyone watching this to think outside of, it's just not a fancy cute cover. Like think about, like you were telling me in our interview, how can I niche this? There's someone that wants that, just like we say with YouTube, there's someone who needs this, someone who needs this channel, someone who needs this information. And Amazon is an amazing platform. They're like, there are tons of users and they'll find you. So I wanted to say, D. Lewis had another comment and wanted to know if you were on Clubhouse, because this would be a great room.
It's funny. I was doing Clubhouse last December and January. Interestingly enough, so I was doing Clubhouse on print on demand. So a lot of the folks that are new to my course that found me on Clubhouse, they follow me on Instagram now, because I'm like, who are these people? There's most people, I know them. So a lot of them found me on Clubhouse. I haven't done Clubhouse in forever, and I probably should get back to it. What happened is, so in December, all the internet marketers found Clubhouse. And internet marketers screw up everything. So I was like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. So I got on the platform, but I should get back on because it is very important. I actually have a club, the Blacksit Club, because I also teach people, I have a course, teach people step by step how to do their Blacksit. Because again, nobody knew that. But so anyway, so let's bring home the low content book. So I did the workshop. So people follow up my steps just like I thought, with the validation. And one young lady just posted, she sold 28 books so far.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, who taught you that? So again, so if you want to get, I've done a special deal for Michelle's for you all Afro expats. If you go to SheilaKayBrown.com.
Sheila, I'm going to put it in the chat.
My whiteboard, it's probably backwards. SheilaKayBrown.com /Afro expat.
Sheila Kay
Probably backwards on the screen.
Brown. No, we're good.com/Afro. Thank you so much for that. Okay,
You
hold
will
on.
see,
Make
you'll
sure
see the sales page. Now I need to I'm gonna make a video as soon as we finish. I'm gonna make a sales video. This is just for you. I'll make a sales video for y'all. There's also a coupon. The coupon code is Afro Expat. You're gonna get $200 off.
Ooh, coupon code is Afro Expats.
Yes, Afro Expat.
Expat, okay.
I think I did XPT. Yeah, Afro Expat, because I wanted to really help you guys a lot. So what does that mean? So you'll get immediate access to, and I'm going to do a video after this that tells you what you get. You get immediate access to those recordings. So again, it's 9 hours, step by step. I want you guys, when you buy this, you have to promise me you're going to go through and it's step by step. Like literally, if you don't know how to spell Amazon, you can do this with the way that I teach you. I hold you by the hand. Do it. I want you guys to go through it and do your first book. And when you get your first author copy in your hand, like I teach you guys to do, I want you guys to then in the Facebook group, post it. Because there's nothing better. That's why I tell my students, like, don't publish it because you need to make sure it's right. When you get that book in your hand, and this is something that you thought of as an idea, and it's in your hand, it is the most, I can't even explain how amazing it is. You're like, oh my God, I freaking made, like, what? It's so crazy.
I know.
So crazy.
This
so then
is
when you
amazing.
Everything's right, then you publish and you're good. Then you rinse, repeat, right?
Amazing.
So, but one of the things you all are getting, so with those workshops, I just did the 2 workshops, but I had an extra paid workshop they had to pay more money for. And I just did that this past Saturday. This is y'all, ooh, child. This was called the Pro Workshop. In that workshop, I taught for 3 hours on Saturday, because once you guys have the skill set to know how to make these books, that's great. What you don't understand is you have a skill set that you can use to make, almost cussed, a whole lot more money. So I taught 7 additional ways inside of Amazon that you can use with this skill set to make money with. One of those was hardcover books. And ooh, child. And I talk about other things as well that you can do with this skill set. It's literally, I should call this just the cash money workshop. They had to pay extra for that, but I'm selling you guys the Pro VIP for the one cost. So when you get in, you're going to have the module 1 and the part 2. So your book is done. And then when you're ready, you've got that Pro. More money as well. So I did that for you. That's literally, I did a whole sales page for it just for y'all. This is just for your audience. So yeah, because I want, and also too, you get a Facebook group, so you get a link. So I'm there I'm telling y'all, I don't care if it's 11 o'clock at night. I don't care if you ask 100 questions. I don't care. I'm here to help you, because the one thing you cannot say like, oh, I didn't publish a book because it was too hard.
Right.
I do Loom videos. I'm on 11 o'clock at night with Michelle back and forth on videos.
Yes.
And then she's like, my mom is in hospice. And I cried. I was like, girl, I'm like, damn. So I am so committed to us winning, period.
Absolutely. And this is amazing, absolutely one of the best, I think.
That's my
one of the, sorry. This is, to me, one of the best things I've heard. This is my personal opinion on how to make passive income. I feel like, it's kind of almost a catch-all, because you can create whatever it is that, like if you're creative or you have something on your mind, this is it. Like you can just put it in a no content, low content form, and totally sign up. I really am like amazed. I love it. So I want to give you some comments, because
one last thing, people always talk about this whole passive income. Well, y'all might not know what passive income is. Let me not assume you know what passive income is. Let me define it first of all. Passive income is you create something one time. You do the work, you create it one time, you put it up for sale, and it sells over and over and over and over and over again, and you get paid into perpetuity. You do the work once, you get paid over and over again. So for me personally, the best income for me is some passive income. If I ain't got to work for it, because I'm about that chill life personally. Yeah. And people talk about passive income like it's like all these things you could do, but honestly, passive income is some of the hardest income you can make because there's a lot of work on the front end.
Yeah.
But of all the ways to make passive income, this low content on Amazon KDP, it is the most fun. And now there are so many tools that I talk about in the course that you can do that makes it so much easier.
Exactly.
Right. And more and more come up. And trust me, y'all, in the course, there's no question that you will have. Every resource, everything to the minutia is in there, period.
Absolutely.
And any updates that I do, like those that got the original course back in 2018, I said, hey, y'all did the original, here's the workshop for free. If you invest in me, I don't care how much it is, you're with me for life, you have lifetime access, but anything that I teach new, if it's an update to it, you're going to get it for free and not to pay for it again. I want to talk about that too.
Oh, wow.
There are course creators that, like I'm in this one girl's Facebook ads course. I paid $2,000 for that thing. And so every year I had to pay her $1,000 to stay in the course. And I'm like, sis, really?
Yeah.
And her Facebook group is $100 a month. I mean, I make a lot of money, but I'm like, and that's the way to do it. Like I respect her hustle, but I can't personally. But anyway, that's just me. Sidebar. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I think this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Amazon.
So there are questions.
Yes, comments, more statements. People were just saying, thank you for sharing your heart and your knowledge. Someone said that, hold on, I had to go back a little bit.
This is so much fun, y'all. I'm glad you guys are on.
D. Lewis said, I'm following and I see you with my pastor, Bishop
TD Jakes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that was D. Lewis. And then, Dickie Mo said, this woman is a prime example of growing up with an abundance mentality. And I strongly agree with that. I strongly agree with that. So thank you all for being here. I posted all of the details, but I'm going to put it in the description for the replay. This was so useful and so helpful. I know that there are a lot of folks who either, even if you're not expatting or you don't want to expat,
if you don't want to move,
this is for everyone, right? Exactly.
Everybody, literally.
Seriously, and this can be even a way of funding that or funding a trip, a long-term trip, whatever it is. This is an amazing way that I did not know about, and now I know a lot about it to tap into earning passive income. And yes, it is work up front. But
it takes time, but consistency.
Exactly.
One thing I want to mention too, Michelle, also too, on the sales page, because I know a lot of my people that are going to buy this are booked and busy. I got full-time jobs, whatever. You don't have time to do this, right? Prime example, my best friend of 40 years is an attorney. She went through the workshop, she paid through the workshop, whatever, but she's like, Sheila, I don't have time. So I put together a done for you package, right? So those of y'all, my teams, I have teams to do my books, right? I don't do my own books now. So my teams will actually do your books for you. So they'll choose the niche. They do my research. They'll pick the best-selling niche. They will make 10 books for you. Covers, the keywords, all the things. And I'll send those to you. You can put those up for sale. So if you want, there's a done for you option.
Oh, okay. Is that on your website?
Yes, it's on the sales page. That's why I'm going to talk about what it was. A lot of people are like, yeah, Sheila, I ain't got time. So I sold so many of those. Everybody was like, girl, I don't have time. And that's why I made it, right? Because this is time consuming. So you have the course, but if you're like, look, I want those, I want to basically buy my business, buy these. My team will do literally everything. And then in 30 days, you'll get a whole package of amazing books.
Yes,
and that you get to upload it and rock it out. So
I love it. You're awesome. You rock. I mean, we spent 2 hours talking on a total different day, and I'm just like, this is so useful. I was like, oh, you've got to come back on. You have to share this. Yeah, no, this is amazing. Thank you so much for offering a discount to my audience. I truly appreciate that. And, I'm here to promote others that are doing amazing things, especially more specifically in Mexico, because I just want people to be inspired. I want them to see that, sometimes you're coming outside your box and you can achieve it. You may need a little help along the way, but your packages are so thorough Like seriously,
Yeah.
good job. Amazing. I love it. Yes, I
I'm
love
also
you.
gonna
I
get
haven't
you a
met you in
link.
person, but I'm gonna do that soon.
I know, right? I'm gonna get you a link to my Black Sit course as well.
Okay.
Last October, I did a whole literally 5 hours straight of everything that I wish I would have had to have done my Black Sit. And this is for the person that has no clue and you want everything from here to the whole arc. So I'm going to get you a link to that. I'll do something special for you guys as well.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a huge value add too, because again, no one is teaching, no one is like in one way. Right. And I just want to be the vessel for y'all to have what I had to figure out.
Exactly.
And go broke or whatever. So that she'll have that in the link too. But join me in this low content book stuff, y'all. It's fun.
It's fun. You can do anything. It takes
time, but I promise you, oh, child.
It's going to come around. You got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Yeah. You have to. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sheila.
Thank you guys.
A couple people are saying really sweet things. You can see that in the chat. Thank you everyone for joining us, for supporting my channel. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Exactly.
My interview is coming up. So it's going to be, we're talking for 2 hours. Y'all, I'm telling y'all.
Yes.
You think this was something?
Yes. Yes, and that we talked about a lot of things, and she really gave us the black and white. And I, what I said to you, and I've said it to a few others that I've spoken to recently, trying to expat sometimes it seems like it's just so, easy and we just did it and whatever. No, sometimes you do hit that rock bottom. Sometimes you have a struggle. And I appreciate you and my other guests that are coming up, telling their true stories and for being vulnerable, for being really straightforward and also sharing the experience. So maybe you help someone not make those same kind of like struggles or mistakes. And that's what we're all here for. But this has been so dynamic and I truly appreciate you. Yes, it's been a good Friday. Thank you so much, Sheila. You're awesome.
Thank you. Follow me on Instagram, y'all. I do my stories. I share my life. My little stories are crazy. So the Sheila Kay 1. Sheila is fun on Instagram.
Yes. No, I love it. I've seen you on there too, girl. Setting fires.
A little controversial, but that's all right. That's
okay. That's okay. Keep them on their toes, right?
Keep it real.
All right.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. Thank you for allowing me the honor to be in front of your audience and to take this time and hopefully, help some people. Share some knowledge, but at the end of the day, please, y'all, if it's in your heart that you need to leave, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
On this side, your life will change and expand and grow in ways in which you literally cannot imagine until you do it. And I know y'all are scared or whatever. Just trust us.
We're all scared. We've all been scared.
Everybody.
And we just truck on through. You just got to do it. Yes. And there are people here that are so willing to help. There's so much out there, so many resources. So just tap in. This has been so dynamic in terms of making money. It's solid. It's solid.
Yes.
So
all right, y'all. I love you guys so much.
Besitos.
See y'all on Instagram.
Yes. All right. Bye. Thanks, everyone.